Hey everybody, it's Dan. Today's video is going to be on understanding how the target and focusing on the target and focusing on the ball flight, a lot of things that a lot of sports psychologists really want you to do, is probably holding you back from really developing your true golf swing. When one understands the true intent of the golf swing, it really changes the behavior of what the body is going to do and how it's going to react. And actually, what we'll learn in the video today is that when the intention goes away from the target and goes where it really needs to go, then the body actually starts to make different movement patterns and you actually start to get the ball flights and the things that you desire for free. All right, let's get started. So if one's intention is dramatically target driven and they haven't really learned the true intention of a golf swing, which I'm going to explain later in this video, and they're more focused on the target and trying to get the ball to go somewhere, it really puts the body in a compromised kind of learning environment, and that the intention of the golfer is going to stimulate movements that actually make it harder to play golf more effectively, develop more club head speed and a more reliable and predictable ball flights. So typically when a player is more, what I'm going to call kind of target connected, and they haven't developed the right intention of the golf swing, their movements are such that they're trying to use their body and all the energies that they have and they're available to them to heave things and throw things and create energies in this direction. So when one is trying to get the ball or help the ball to the target, a lot of things happen. First and foremost, they never make a full enough turn. They pull on the golf club, they try to flip the golf club with their hands for the direction of the shot or for some of the speed, or they try to open their body really quickly because they think if you turn to the target really fast, you're going to get more energy. All of those are kind of common misconceptions. They're just built in from trying to, from day one, I got to make the ball go that way. I need to go way out there in the driving range or to that target, and so I'd better make myself move from my right to my left and really try to get as much energy going there. And when you do that, you actually stifle the actual true intention of the golf swing. So if you're trying to throw the club in the direction of the target, or you're trying to make the move in the direction of the target, again, very typically, you'll shorten your backswing, you'll have a lot of slide and pulling and flipping and maybe a little bit of early opening with the chest. Either way, all my intentions are driving and stimulating the wrong movement. So one just needs to understand something very, very simple. The best players in the world are getting the target and the energy of the swing for free because their intention is aligned with one simple thing. They are actually throwing the club or reaching the club or slinging the club. Those are the words that I would use. I would not use swinging. They're slinging the golf club in the direction of the target line. So what happens when somebody's intention changes to actually slinging in the direction of the target line? Well, first thing that happens, if I want to do it with any kind of force, I'm going to open up and I'm going to reach myself back behind or open up more where I can actually create more velocity in that direction. So it's be the instinctive. If I want to throw that way, I'm going to go more this way. But if I want to throw that way, I'm going to go more this way. So a golf swing is a throwing action in the direction of the target line. What else does that stimulate? Well, if you really understand throwing is not casting the golf club and trying to use it as leverage. Throwing is actually removing the torque on the shaft and really using the entire body as a system to sling it in the direction that you want it to go. So it's much more in line with throwing at the target line as opposed to trying to throw at the target. That causes massive problems. And what happens once you understand that is you get a couple things for free. Because you're throwing in the direction of the target line, nothing moves in a straight line in this world. So the club moves on an elliptical orbit that's tighter and more efficient, and at the bottom of that elliptical orbit is what is known as release, or a massive acceleration as the golf club aligns to that final kind of what we would call throwing or letting go point. And if we can get that timed out just right, of course, the impact position starts to change, the compression goes up, the club head speed goes up, and then the face is what actually gives you the direction. So when you're confused and trying to make motion to the target, you start trying to use the shaft and the face to get the ball to go that direction. If you have a good grip and you understand how to throw it at the target line, well, the face is going to come back where you want it to through practice, and you're going to get the club head speed and the direction for free. So that is the key to really understanding a golf swing. If you get too much, if you get cluttered by where it's going to go and how to get it out there, as opposed to really understanding the energy is this way and I get the swinging energy for free, well then it's going to be a hard game. And that's why players get stuck and don't develop. But if you can perceive it differently, well then you can start to actually understand why a coach would want you to be more open, why they want you to be maybe a little bit more pressure on the left side. All these things encourage and help the natural intention of the actual throwing motion of the golf swing. All right, in the final segment of this video, I'm just going to show you an exercise I love people to do with their golf club, preferably an old golf club. It's a little bit dangerous, you got to be careful, but it's going to involve really getting the experience of what it actually is like to throw in the direction of the target line. All right, this is my favorite exercise to do to really kind of clarify the intention of the golf swing. What you want to do is, I've got a couple junky old golf clubs laying around here. So take a golf club you don't care about. Don't use your gamer set right now, because you certainly could break a golf club doing this. And also make sure you are massively cleared away from people in any direction when you do this exercise, because you might be shocked if you're a fairly newer golfer. You might be shocked that you won't actually naturally throw it into the direction you want to throw it. You might actually throw it the wrong direction. So it takes just a touch of practice. But basically what we're going to do here is we're going to draw a line in the sand right here. That's just going to be my target line. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this junky golf club here, and without really thinking about it at all, we're just going to go ahead and just wind up, and my intention is going to be to throw the club head. I'm going to throw it, literally to let go of it, in the direction of this target line, preferably about where a golf ball would be. So I'm going to go up, and I'm going to throw it in the ground there. I'll let go maybe a little early on that one. Let's do this kind of one more time here. I'm going to go up. There we go. And as you kind of work on this, if you can video this, you might be really shocked with some of the things that happen. But one of the first things that I notice when I do this exercise is, first of all, I very much want to get more open. I also notice that I have more pressure in my lead leg a little earlier than I expected, and I actually push away from the movement. Well, these are all natural reactive things that happen when you actually throw something. So you don't need to try to do these things. I want this to be much more of an exploration, but that intention has a natural flow to it. So if I'm doing that and I don't let go of the golf club, well, what I have is I have this really powerful arc that is accelerating, and the face, when I do this, it actually, if I'm holding it correctly, is going to be pointing in the direction I want the ball to go, and there's going to be plenty of angular velocity heading in that direction as well, which is going to give you your club head speed. So if you actually want to hit it farther and you want to make it more simple, you have to start training yourself that this is where the direction of the swing goes. That's where the result actually goes. If I get connected to the result too much, so let's say I want to throw this more to the target, well then I'm going to start doing this more. I'm going to kind of lean off to my right side, and I'm going to start throwing in that direction more. Not a bad exercise, because I'm still understanding the kind of throwing movement and how to let something sling outwards, but I have the wrong intention. I'm slinging in the wrong direction, if you will. All right, so give that exercise a try, and hopefully that will stimulate some new perceptions for you. And then when you're hitting golf balls, that can start to lead and drive the way that you actually start to coach yourself when you're trying to improve your golf swing. All right, we'll see you all next time.